Let's go back to Palio.
Yes.
I'm going to butcher this, but you always talk about getting the race, run the race, those types of things. And I actually learned this from another podcast that I think you sent me that I listened to about how you named the company. And so talk about that. I would be remiss if I didn't put that on here.
I married an event coordinator. This is the part where I hope she doesn't listen to the show. So I married an event coordinator for a Wall Street analyst, my wife. And then she subsequently retired from coordinating events, which meant I had to plan our honeymoon. All right. So I planned this honeymoon. And the third leg of our honeymoon was that we ended up in Siena, Italy, to go to the Palio, which I was fascinated with this much at the time. But I knew she cared about it and thought it would be pretty cool. And she didn't have a chance to go there when she studied abroad. So there we were. We show up at Siena. She couldn't believe it. She thought it was great. 12 days or 14 days already in Italy. We had the most obscure places, the most tourist places, hiking volcanoes, eating gelato. It was great. Now we're in Siena. She's excited. 4 days in Siena, and you have what's called prova, prova sounds like prove, right? Proving races. So the horses run a couple of laps together to see, how the track is, because all it is sand with little walls around it inside of the piazza in the middle of this medieval Italian city, Tuscan city. So the horses have to get familiar, the jockeys have to get familiar, and it's also great because you have 4 days of tourism and people spending money and taking pictures and getting excited, right?
Sure.
So it's an awesome festival. But there's proving races, there's pomp and circumstance, there's dinners at night. Each neighborhood that is represented by an individual horse and a jockey has, special events and whatnot. It's just an awesome build-up until the final day when there's a big parade through the city and all the contrada are out there and everyone's wearing their colors and singing their songs. 700 years of this. And then all the dignitaries walk around the track, and in the middle there's, a couple 100,000 people or whatever. It's just packed. Everybody's leaning out of windows looking down. All this stuff, hours of like a lead up. And then they finally run the race, which is like 1 minute and 12 seconds. And I said, man, isn't that such an exact microcosm of what you're going through in your career? You have all of this training and buildup and preparation and excitement and celebration and hardship and whatnot, exclusion because you weren't in the, of the contrada that were chosen. Maybe you weren't chosen that year, right? Because you haven't been winning lately. Whatever the case is. So all of that is real. And then you finally get to the moment, and your moment to shine may only be 1 minute and 12 seconds. Your moment to shine is 3 laps around the track, and the jockey doesn't have to stay on the darn horse. So it made such perfect sense, and it was so inspiring. It was something tangible and real. And the fact that it's lasted 700 years, I mean, 700 years ago, like dinosaurs were on this planet. Like there weren't even humans. How this race is still going on almost to the exact same way is just remarkable. So I think all of that is where I say the skills you need to know haven't changed very much. The games that people play haven't changed very much. The opportunities that you have are all pretty much similar, just maybe smell a little different, look a little different than they used to. Everybody's wearing a different costume, but for the most part, it's the same stuff. So once you once you bring down all of the nuance that is the corporate world, or getting ahead or being successful, not being a good communicator, being introverted, whatever, when you boil all it down, you realize it's very easy to build right back up so you can win whatever race you want to win, whatever race you're in. So that's
so
the
interesting.
long version.
The other interesting thing, Joe, which I think you just exude, is the race. It happens twice a year, I believe now.
Yes, July 2nd and August 16th.
I haven't been there, but that's now on my
You
bucket
will.
list.
You will.
But I can only guess that the energy today is the same, right? It's not, we've done this for 700 years and it's just kind of a check the box. I'm guessing that the energy and the vibe and everything is still as passionate as it was, years ago.